To those of you that watch my channel, I apologize that I haven't had a video to upload in a couple of weeks. I realized that I don't want to have videos on my channel that somebody else has done a better video on already. For example, about a week ago I shot a video on how to mount a scope and mounting a scope on my Savage Model 11. That's been done. Nearly any YouTube channel you go to that's gun related has a video on scope mounting. You can go find it there. Not doing that. So today's video is all about my build, and you're going to be seeing a few things that I have done maybe a little differently. When we get to doing our modifications, I'm going to mention what other people have done if they've already done it. And then if I don't know of a good video showing the same thing, then I'll do it and show you what I'm doing. So without further ado, here is the first video on my 6.5 Grendel build. Good afternoon or morning or evening or middle of the night or whatever it is for you all. Today I have a very special video because we have finally gotten the 6.5 Grendel put together. I am super excited for this build. The lower of it is one that I put together with parts that I received from my dad for Christmas. It includes a Palmetto State Armory lower receiver and parts kit, Magpul MOE grip and buttstock, and then a Midway USA AR Stoner enhanced trigger group. And this thing is pretty smooth. It's not, I suppose it's not anything to write home about, but pull it for you here. It's a lot smoother than a mil-spec trigger. I will say that. Let's see, the upper. The upper is the most exciting part on this gun. It is an Aero Precision M4? Yeah, Aero Precision M4E1 upper receiver with a 20-inch ballistic advantage barrel. Standard gas block in it right now. We're going to be changing that for reasons I'm going to tell you about in a minute. And yeah, that's the gun. The magazine I went with to begin here is the Elander 10-round magazine. I've heard good things about this particular magazine, and I haven't had any function issues with it so far. And yes, I have shot this gun. A total of 5 shots so far. The first 3 shots I'm going to put up on the screen here, I was blown away. This was at 50 yards, nothing super spectacular as far as distance goes. The scope that we have on top of here is a Vortex Viper HST 6-24 by 50. It is a big sucker, but it goes perfectly with the rest of this gun. And I think it's really going to help us when we start shooting long range before too long here. For now I'm going to be using this, I think it's called, no, it's a UTG bipod, not Caldwell. I think I picked it up for under 30 bucks and I use it on everything. It's attached to a Magpul M-lock rail segment here. Oh, almost forgot one of the most important parts. I have an AR Stoner nickel boron bolt carrier group, and it is fantastic. The coating on it is super slick, and it seems like it's going to hold up really well. Now I have taken 5 shots with it. The reason I haven't shot it anymore yet is because this gas block has got to go. We are having some serious gas issues with the gun. Now, it's cycled every single time, but it is way over gassed. We have got brass damage and some pretty severe brass damage from every single shot we fired, and it's been of the factory Hornady black ammo. So nothing that should give us pressure signs. So I am thinking that it's not pressure, it is overgassed. So I have ordered a JP Enterprises adjustable gas block for this thing, and I cannot wait for that to get here so that we can actually start doing some shooting with this gun. Plans for it, I think I mentioned in my last video where I talked about possibly building a Grendel. Long range shooting and extremely precision load workup and shooting for accuracy at 100 yards. We're going to be trying to make the smallest possible groups with this. I would like to be shooting 1-inch groups at 200 yards, and I think it's possible, especially because that first 3-shot group, and I'll put it up again here because it is just way too sweet not to, is 0.3 inches, maybe just slightly under, from 50 yards. That will give us 0.6 inches at 100 yards, all things being equal, which they never are, and should have us at 1.2 inches at 200 yards. I think we can do a little bit better than that. But that was just the very first 3 shots through this barrel. It was not cleaned, it was not lubricated. The barrel itself anyway, I lubricated all of the internals as I was putting them together, including the bolt carrier group. But the barrel itself was not lubricated, nothing was put in it. 3 shots down the bore and they were touching. First 3 shots. I know I keep rambling on about that particular point, but I am extremely happy with that. I am not going to cover scope mounting. I filmed an entire video on mounting this scope on my Savage 308, and after I got done, I realized, you know what, it is the exact same as every other scope mounting video that there is out there. The other things that I'm not going to cover because they've been covered everywhere else. Barrel breaking. There is a very good video on the Panhandle Precision channel. That guy goes over barrel break-in in depth, and he goes over what I think is a really good method for barrel break-in. For those of you that don't know, barrel break-in is kind of used to get all the last little imperfections out of the barrel and to smooth over any little almost microscopic burrs that there could possibly be and check for copper fouling. What I found in this barrel is nearly 0 copper fouling, and I am going to do a little bit more break-in with this, but I've put, like I said, 5 shots through the barrel, cleaned after the first 3, ran Sweets 762 copper solvent down it, and I had the tiniest little bit of blue on the patch. Nothing even close to what I thought I might get. After the 4th and 5th shots through the barrel, there was absolutely 0 copper. There was no blue on the patches. Again, go ahead and watch the video on Panhandle Precision about barrel break-in. I think it's excellent, and he did the exact same process I used here. That should about cover it for the Grendel, guys. You're going to be seeing a heck of a lot in this gun. We're going to be working up a couple of different loads with several different powders, and we're going to try to get the best possible accuracy out of this platform. I have really high hopes. One other thing that I'm not going to show you, but that I've done already, I noticed on the brass, and this is partially because of the gas problem, but on the brass, I'm getting some really bad extractor claw marks on the edge of the brass. So I did take the extractor out and polish the edges and knock off a couple of the sharp edges on the extractor. If this gun were going to be used for, say, a Life and Liberty gun or something like that, I would not touch the extractor. Probably I would leave it alone. But I have polished that up, made it a little slicker, and knocked off those sharp edges, like I said. So the extractor in this is now pretty darn smooth. It's going to take a little bit of break-in, but it's not leaving near the marks on the brass that it was at the beginning. Thank y'all so much for watching. Come back soon. We're gonna have a lot more on the Grendel. We're gonna have more 223, more 308, and that's just in the reloading stuff. There's some fun stuff coming up, and also some more serious stuff like load workups for several different guns. So I hope you will visit us again. If you enjoyed this video or any of the others on my channel, please subscribe. It would really help me.